Good morning, happy Sunday. I just wanted to make a video today to cover off some of the important topics I forgot to mention in the previous two, and then to talk about DAS, Digital Audio Server, which is the application that pulls together multiple instances of drum station and rubber duck and lets you use them in synchronization. So let me jump into drum station here. I forgot to say that when we were talking about the available sound sources, it has a built-in drum synthesizer. Now, I can't believe I forgot that because it's one of the coolest things. So, as I mentioned, you open drum station, it defaults to RZ1 samples in the channels, and then we can change them out. So let's have a listen to the virtual kick drum. A bit quiet. Well, that's interesting. And with it being a synthesizer, it really responds to these controls, and depending on which drum you've chosen, they affect the sound differently. It's sort of they're quite straightforward in terms of a kick drum. So if we want to, let's make it a bit louder. Now, I wonder if that digital artifact type thing I was referring to before is brought in by the punch control. So if we take that off, I think that's cleaned it up. And if we bring it in, yeah, you either like that or you don't. Check it off. We've got quite a range of decay because it's probably generated from sine waves. Bit snappier. Oop. A lot of beef there, I think. We can probably put a bit of a click on by advancing the attack. Quite like that. Let's leave that there. What else have we got in virtual drums? Let's have a go at a snare drum. Excuse me. I think Tone does something with like a bandpass filter. I think there's some resonance in there. I mean, if we put the decay on so you can hear that effect. Quite a lot of sounds in there. Virtual tom-tom. This will be quite a flexible one. Play quite nice with the accent. like that 80s. Is it Simmonsy? Alright, that's taken out the boo! Tack's not doing much. That's a pitch, as you'd expect. Like it. Of course, effects. That, I mean, that's off one of my favourite records, I'm sure it is. Yeah, that sounds like IF. Like it. Drop that tom out. Back in. Yeah, I knew I'd like that tom. Useful. What else we got? Done the bass, done a snare, a tom, hi-hat. Hi-hats are very divisive. People have got tones of hi-hat they like. Some people like that would be quite clave-ish, you know, like with a ring, it's got a tone in it. Other people like noise-based. Let's see what we've got. I think the first time I heard this, I was like, ugh! Let's see what it does with a bit of tweaking. So attack is doing something. It's doing something to the transient at the beginning. I like it there. That's what punch does. Ah. I think tone. More noise in it, noise based. Wow. That's metallic. Massive range of noises you can get out of this virtual hi-hat channel. You can probably get whatever you want, really. I mean, I quite like that. And what you could do, you could have two, couldn't you? So you can have another virtual hi-hat and tune this one up different. Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, I know it's a you know, DSP virtual drum machine, but that sounds quite retro to me. Anyway, we need to try symbol. What's that? Channel 6. Put it soloed off. What we got here then? Oh, disappearing behind me. Right. Wow. It's making me think craft work for some reason. Useful. Ooh, that's not changing attack, is it? Wow, what's that doing? Now it's reminding me of Beastie Boys. Intergalactic, galactic, galactic. That's getting a bit lost in there now. We'll leave it in for flavour. Reverb it. That's mad, isn't it? Well mad. What am I doing? Getting lost in the messing around again. Alright. That flangey, like, double it. That's quite musical. Volumes are creeping up. Oh, come on, that's good. Come on. Unleash a symbol. Should dance on these videos. Okay, that was a good mess around with the synthesizer. What else do I want to do? What did I miss out before? Recording output. So, excuse me. Right, I said it had a recorder. Of course, you can just export a pattern. So, if I go to output, store recorded pattern. Now it's going to ask me where to save it, and everyone likes saving it in a desktop, don't they? I've noticed a little bug. I think it's because the software is so old. It's like it needs recapping or something. Some of the capacitors are failing. Like it if you can see on my other screen, it doesn't let you type some keys when you're saving. So if I want to call this zebra, I can't type a Z. In fact, I can't type anything on the bottom row. Oh, I can. I can do a comma and a full stop. I mean, what you can do is give it any. Oh, I can't type the top row either. Anyway, let's call it 1 dash save. And that's just appeared. And I can call it zebra if I want to call it zebra. I mean, it's a wonder that the software works at all after all this time, so I'll forgive it having little quirks, and we'll see what we've output. What did zebra? Play that in a loop. So there you go. It can output a loop of the pattern you're on. What I was referring to before was how would we track this out. So if we wanted, well, the obvious answer to that is you store your recorded output one at a time, muting everything else. So if I store that, that would give us just the bass drum. And then if you got to play it in between because it needs to become the recorded pattern. What am I hearing here? So now I've stored just the snare drum, and I could output that. So that's how you would track out a single pattern. But what if we'd programmed using the song mode? What if this was a 4-bar pattern? In fact, let's do it. Reset the machine. Mute these. Right, let's make a quick 4-bar pattern on 3 channels. Virtual bass drum, because we're messing with the synth. Virtual snare drum. And the hi-hat. I'll just use them 3. Just an example of tracking out a longer pattern than 1 bar. Control C, copy. Have some variation. Got to have a machine gun roll, don't you, in a 4-bar drum pattern. Stop that, it's annoying me. So we're going to have a 4-step pattern. Position 1 is going to be pattern 1, position 2 is going to be pattern 2, position 3 is going to be pattern 3, position 4 is going to be pattern 4. So now we've got a 4-bar groove. Oh, don't say groove. I said groove, sorry. It's doing that not working thing again. Position 1, pattern 1. position 2, pattern 2, position 3, pattern 3, position 4, pattern 4. I think it's because I wasn't in song mode when I was programming it. Oh, that's a number 1 hit. Now then, we could of course enable recording, play from the beginning. I'm not sure that worked. Let me do it again. Record, play the thing from the beginning. Please don't start on position 2 again. Let's start on position 1. Don't you just love a good demo? Stop. Come on. Feel there's going to be some editing required. That worked, but when I record it doesn't. Any road. If I put that on my desktop, DT recording 000. That's a stream of everything I recorded. Missed the beginning, and you'd do it right, but so that's how you record a longer pattern. But we were interested in the ability to track these out and then put them back together as individually recorded drums. So the way I would do that, do pattern 8, this bottom channel, let's have a little click. 808 rim shot. 1, 2. No, wrong channel, mate, wrong channel. 808 rim shot. Yeah, so let's make it a 5-step pattern. A 6-step pattern. Step 5 is going to be an empty pattern, and the first empty one is pattern 5. And step 6 is going to be my click in. So we've got position 1, pattern 1, position 2, pattern 2, position 3, pattern 3, position 4, pattern 4. Position 5 is empty for a gap, and position 6 is the click in. Right. Sorry this is long-winded, but it might be useful because the principle works with other software than this. Right, we're going to track out the bass drum, just the bass drum. Turn all your other tracks off. Oops. Accept your click track. Record. Play. Save as desktop. Call it 1. I'll do a dash for each. So that means the first one because it's got one dash. Now we're going to turn off the bass drum. Going to turn on the snare drum. Going to go back to position 1. We're going to record and play. Save as. Desktop. 1, 2 dashes. That's that. I'm going to turn that off and we're going to capture the hi-hats. Desktop 1 and 3 dashes. Okay, so this is what I do. Close that, close that. Drag all 3 in. What we got here? Right, that's the hi-hat. That's 1 and 1 dash, that's the kick drum. So this is, like I said, the point of having the clicking. I can see that's the clicking. What we're going to do is we're going to set the display time format to bars and beats. We're going to set the tempo to the tempo of our beat, which is 120. So edit tempo 120. Okay. Cool Edit Pro has got a jump to sound. It's shift and left square bracket. Now that's gone to the first click of the counting. I'm going to delete everything before, and then I can't quite get to what I need to, but what I'm going to do is, if I can, with the length, I want to select 1 bar's worth of sample selection. So what we've got there, we've selected the counting and we're checking it out. So now we've almost sample accurately selected the start of the pattern. There's my bar's silence, so I can just end it there. That is my tracked out kick drum with a correct start, and we do the same again for snare drum. We sample accurately select the beginning of the counting and delete everything else. We select 1 bar's worth, because we know the counting lasts for 1 bar, 1 bar's worth of selection. We delete it. We got silence there, we need it because our snare drum, probably our snare drum, I can't remember. And then we delete before we get to the loop. Do it again for the what might be the hi-hat. Delete 1 bar's worth of selection. Delete before it loops again. Okay, go into multi-track mode. On track 1 at the beginning, we're going to insert kick, Track 2 at the beginning. We're going to insert snare. Track 3 at the beginning. We're going to insert hi-hat. Then in theory, if I select all 3, well no, I'll do it one at a time. We want to loop duplicate, evenly spaced every 4 bars. Loop duplicate. Loop duplicate. See if this has worked. Amazing. Mute the hi-hat just to prove it's tracked out correctly. So that proves the principle that you can use a metronome as a reference point for the start of the recordings of each individual drum instrument, and that's how you track out from not just DrumStation but any piece of software that doesn't have save to multiple instruments. I'm just going to pause before I come back and continue to talk about DAS, so bear with and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's get into some multiple instance synchronization. I believe this came out after DrumStation and Rubber Duck. Maybe it didn't. Maybe my memory, or maybe I'm misremembering. But it's almost like they invented a way to make the separate applications play together after the fact. I seem to remember. I think they were waiting for some more computing power because this was the era of the Pentiums, and the idea of running 2 Rubber Ducks on one computer wasn't really possible. It was like, oh, whoa, my computer will grind to a halt. Anyway, so what I like to do is 1 drum station and 2 synths, because that's like, you can make a track that way. So let's do that. My digital audio server is open. My sound device needs to be voice meter, probably that. 4400 16-bit block size stereo. Now if I open a drum station, it says, do you want to connect to digital audio server? Yes, I do. There it is. Let's open it. Well, let's see if sound is coming into my computer. Sounds a little bit quiet. Minus 10 dB. Bit better. Yeah, let's get a couple of these Rubber Ducks on the go as well. Yep. I'm going to run out of screen space. You can live there. I don't know if you've used Rebirth by Propeller Heads, but The great thing about that is it was an 808, a 909, and two 303s, and you could make a song and save it, and it would bring it all back again. d-lusion didn't manage the trick completely, so you'd have to. They're essentially three separate instances. You have to save each one if you wanted to come back to the same song, and they're all running independently on their own sequences. But it lets you do it, and it's cool. So let's. This will end up being a really nasty sounding demo, but run. So we've got a basic drum beat going. And we've got two 303 style synthesizers playing independent sequences. I mean, would it be worth, for argument's sake? See, I always put the same stuff into the demo. Oops. I've just done C. I'm meant to be a G. D sharp. Yeah, no, I'm meant to be G's. G's, mate. Oh. Ba, ba, ba. Well, 4 steps. Position 1, pattern 0. Position 2, pattern 1. Position 3, pattern 2. Position 4, pattern 0. Then I'll go over here and we'll copy that pattern to pattern 1. Oh, that didn't work. Incredible. There's a copying patterns not working anymore. Weird. Bit in there as well. A bit of transpose. I'll do it manually. G, G, G. G, 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 G. This one. D sharps. C, D sharp, G, and then 4 steps. Position 1, that one, position 2, 2, Position 3, pattern 3. Well, see what happens. Fingers crossed. Really resisting the urge to start rapping now, singing. No. So that's how it works. If I wanted to program a song, I would I'd set my sequence up, maybe do it section at a time, and I'd save it all off, and I'd call it my song drum station part 1, my song rubber duck 1 part 1, my song rubber duck 2 part 2. And if I want it to come, well, I'll show you. Save machine state as desktop folder, my song, my sog. Call it groove because we like the word groove. Save machine state, desktop, my song, RD baseline 1. Save machine state, my song, RD baseline 2. So remember, it sounds like this at the moment. Shut it all down. All connected DAS clients will be shut down. E short, yeah. Right, we've lost it. Let's try and get it back. We open digital audio server. We need 1 instance of drum station. Yep. Over here. 1 instance of rubber duck. Over here. Another instance of rubber duck. Down here. Load all our source files back in. So that were called groove. This was called my song baseline 1. Load machine state. My song baseline 2. Ooh. Run. So, something's happened. What I find is, let me tell you, it's another little bug. Sometimes when you load rubber duck machine states back in, it puts the distortion on half. It's done it with both. So just knock them off. kind of back where we were. That was a bit louder. Sorry, I don't mean that was a bit louder, I mean the whole of drum station was a bit louder. And we're back where we were. So the point of this has all been that I love the drum sounds out of Drum Station. I love what you can do with rubber ducks, and being able to play them at the same time is cool. And this is how you do it. And that's going to lead into my next video, because I've developed something beyond this to make this whole process a bit easier. So thank you for your time today, and I hope some of it's been useful, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers, bye.